The sun was dying behind the red mountains of Valnera. Smoke and dust filled the market air where dragons were sold like tools, their wings chained, their eyes empty. Among them sat a female dragon, smaller than the rest, her silver scales covered in dirt. Her name was Elra. She didn't roar. She didn't fight. She just cried quietly. The slavers mocked her. "A dragon who can't lay eggs is useless." One of them laughed. "Maybe we'll sell her for her skin," another joked. Elra's eyes stayed fixed on the ground. Her fire had long faded. Once she had dreams to fly over the human lands to protect her kind. But when the healers declared her infertile, everything was taken away. No clan wanted her. No master needed her. And now she waited for someone to buy her. Not for purpose, but for pity. That day, the market was quiet until a strange human walked in. He wasn't a soldier, nor a rich merchant. He wore a faded coat, with two small children walking beside him. Twins, a boy and a girl. The man's name was Elior, a simple human farmer from the far lands. People stared. A farmer had no reason to be in a dragon market. Elior's children pointed at Elra's cage. "Daddy, why is that dragon crying? She looks hurt." Elior stopped. He looked into Elra's eyes, and something strange happened. For a moment her gaze met his, not as beast and man, but as two souls who had both lost something. The slaver rushed over. "Don't waste your time, farmer. That one's broken. Can't fly, can't breed. Worthless." Elior didn't answer. He simply asked, "How much for her?" The slaver laughed loudly. "You serious? 10 gold for that failure." Elior sighed, opened a small pouch, and handed over the coins. The crowd went silent. The human just bought a dragon. When the cage opened, Elra didn't move. She thought it was a trick. Humans never freed dragons. But Elior spoke softly. "You're safe now. Come with me. My kids won't hurt you." His voice had something she hadn't heard in years. Kindness. Slowly, she stood up, her wings trembling, her chains dragging behind. The twins smiled and held her tail gently. For the first time in her life, Elra followed a human without fear. As they left the market, the other dragons stared. Some hissed. Some looked away. Elra didn't care. The cold wind touched her face, and she felt the open sky again. But in the shadows, someone was watching them. A hooded figure with glowing red eyes. He whispered, "So, the farmer has taken her. The last infertile of the silver bloodline." A strange smile spread on his face. "Let's see how long she survives." Night fell over the quiet farmlands of Elior's valley. The sky was dark, filled with silver stars, and the smell of wet soil after rain. Elra sat near a small wooden barn, wrapped in a blanket Elior's daughter had given her. For the first time in years, she wasn't in a cage. Still, her heart was heavy. Why did a human buy her? What did he want from a dragon who could give nothing in return? Inside the house, Elior's twins laughed softly as they prepared food. Their names were Leah and Rian, bright-eyed, kind, and full of energy. They whispered to each other while glancing at the window. "She looks sad," Leah said. "Maybe she's hungry," Rian replied. "Maybe she's scared of us." Elior smiled as he listened. "She's scared of herself," he said quietly. "When someone loses their purpose, they forget who they are." He placed a bowl of warm stew on a tray and stepped outside. Elra flinched as he approached. Her dragon eyes glowed softly in the dark. "I don't need food," she said quietly. "Dragons eat fire, not pity." Elior sat on a rock nearby, calm and gentle. "Maybe," he said, "but this fire is warm too." He placed the bowl near her claws. The smell of vegetables and herbs filled the air. Elra looked away at first, but her stomach growled loudly. Elior didn't laugh. He just waited. Finally, she took a small bite. It was soft, sweet, strange, but comforting. Minutes passed in silence. The only sound was the wind and the distant hoot of night birds. Then Elra finally asked, "Why did you buy me?" Elior didn't look at her. His eyes stayed fixed on the stars. "Because I needed help on the farm," he said. And because my children needed to see that monsters don't always look like beasts. Elra blinked, confused. You think I'm not a monster? No, Ilir said. You're broken, not evil. There's a difference. His words hit her heart like a spark in the dark. No one had spoken to her like that. Not since she lost her place among dragons. Later that night, as everyone slept, Elra walked around the barn. The air smelled of grass and oil. Tools were scattered around. She noticed something. A metal hatch hidden under hay near the barn floor. Curiosity made her open it. A faint blue light glowed below. She stepped down carefully and froze. Beneath the barn was a secret room, full of strange machines, glowing crystals, and old dragon symbols carved into stone. Among them, a picture was burned onto the wall. A silver dragon and a human farmer standing together. Before she could move, Ilir's voice came from behind her. You weren't supposed to see this. His tone was calm, but his eyes were different now, sharp, serious. Elra stepped back. What is this place? Ilir looked at the glowing crystal in the center. This is why I bought you. The blue light reflected in his eyes as he whispered. You are not just infertile, Elra. You are the last of the silver line, and only your fire can wake what sleeps here. Elra's breath caught. Her tail trembled. Wake what? She asked. Ilir looked straight at her. The Guardian, the weapon that ended the dragon-human war. The air around them grew cold. A strange hum filled the underground chamber, and in the shadows, something began to stir. The blue light from the hidden chamber flickered like fire on Elra's scales. She stepped closer to the strange machine that looked alive. Wires like veins, crystals like hearts. Ilir stood behind her, silent for a moment. Then he spoke softly. This was built long ago, during the final war between humans and dragons. Elra's voice trembled. Humans built this? No, Ilir said. Both sides did. He walked around the machine, brushing dust from old symbols. When the war ended, they swore to destroy these weapons. But one remained, buried under this valley. Elra stared at the symbols. She could read them, the language of dragons. The carving spoke of the Guardian, a creature of flame and metal, made to protect all life. But something went wrong. The Guardian turned against its masters. Elra's tail curled nervously. You said you want to wake it? Why? Ilir sighed deeply. Because the Empire is coming. She frowned. Empire. He nodded. They found dragon eggs, corrupted by dark science. They're planning to breed an army of hybrids stronger than any pure dragon or human. If that happens, this world will burn again. The machine hummed louder as if it could hear their voices. Elra stepped closer to the glowing core. You think I can stop them? I have no fire left. I can't even bear life. Ilir's tone softened. That's not true. You still breathe, don't you? That means your fire still lives somewhere inside. Elra looked at her reflection in the crystal, her eyes tired, her wings torn. Could a broken dragon really save anything? Suddenly, the ground shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. The children screamed upstairs. Ilir's face changed. He grabbed a metal staff glowing with blue lines. They've found us. Elra's heart raced. Who? Before he could answer, the barn doors exploded open above them. A loud metallic voice echoed through the night. Ilir of Valnera, step out. By order of the Imperial Science Council, surrender the relic. Elra's blood ran cold. Through the crack in the hatch, she saw armored soldiers outside, and behind them, floating in the air, was a dark mechanical dragon, its eyes glowing red. Ilir turned to Elra. You have to trust me now. If they get that machine, everything ends. Elra's wings shook. But I can't fight. Ilir looked into her eyes. Then protect what matters. Protect my children. He pressed a glowing crystal into her claw, the same color as the Guardian's light. If I fall, use this. It will guide you. Then he ran upstairs with his weapon. From below, Elra heard the clash of metal, the roar of energy weapons, and Ilir shouting orders. The twins cried for their father. Elra's instincts screamed to stay hidden, but her heart said otherwise. She looked at the glowing crystal, pulsed like a heartbeat, and then she felt something awaken inside her chest. A flicker of old power she thought was gone forever. Her claws burned. Her eyes shone silver again. She spread her torn wings and whispered, "No more cages." With a roar that shook the ground, she burst through the hatch, wings blazing with silver light. The soldiers froze. For the first time in years, Elra remembered what it meant to be a dragon. The night sky burned red. Flames rose from the farmhouse as soldiers surrounded the barn. Their armor glowed with strange blue symbols, marks of the Imperial Science Council. Elra stood in the open, her broken wings spreading wide. For years she had been weak, silent, forgotten. But now the fire inside her was awake again. Her silver scales shimmered under the moonlight. The soldiers hesitated. They had never seen a dragon like her before, glowing with both pain and power. Ilir shouted from the doorway, holding his weapon. "Stay back. You'll destroy everything if you fire." The commander stepped forward, his voice cold and mechanical. "The relic belongs to the Empire. Hand over the dragon and the machine." Ilir's eyes narrowed. "She's not a machine." Elra growled softly, her voice trembling but fierce. "You want me? Then come and take me." The commander raised his hand. "Open fire." Energy bolts flew through the night. Elra leapt into the air. Her damaged wings screamed with pain, but she didn't stop. She swung her tail, smashing 2 soldiers to the ground. One blast hit her shoulder. She roared in agony, silver fire spilling from her mouth. The air shimmered with heat. The twins screamed from inside the farmhouse. Ilir turned toward them, shouting, "Stay down. Don't move." Then he looked at Elra, and for a second, their eyes met again. He nodded once. They understood each other without words. Elra's fire grew brighter, wilder. Every blast she deflected sent sparks across the valley. Her wings tore further, but she refused to fall. Inside her chest, the crystal Ilir had given her started to glow. It pulsed with rhythm, guiding her movements, feeding her fire. She realized it wasn't just a weapon, it was part of her. Suddenly, a shadow moved above. The mechanical dragon descended, its metal wings cutting through the smoke. It was huge, built from iron and old dragon bones, powered by glowing red energy. It roared, a hollow, echoing sound that shook the ground. Ilir's face went pale. "That's the prototype, the first hybrid." The mechanical beast landed hard, crushing soldiers under its claws. Its red eyes locked on Elra. Organic anomaly detected. Silver bloodline confirmed. Target priority. Elimination. The 2 dragons circled each other, one of steel, one of flesh and fire. Elra's claws burned silver. The hybrid's tail sparked red lightning. They clashed. The ground cracked beneath them. Elra roared, slashing its metal chest, but her claws only left shallow marks. The hybrid struck back, throwing her against the barn. Pain shot through her body. She coughed fire and blood. The twins cried out, "Elra, get up!" Her eyes opened slowly. Their voices cut through her pain like light in darkness. She remembered Ilir's words. "You still breathe, don't you? Then your fire still lives." Elra stood. The silver glow spread across her whole body. Her scales turned white-hot. Her wings burst with flame. "For them," she whispered. "For him," she charged. The next explosion lit up the valley like a second sunrise. The mechanical dragon screamed as Elra's silver fire tore through its chest. Circuits melted. Metal wings shattered, fell to the ground, burning, screaming, broken. But when the fire cleared, Elra collapsed too. Her body lay motionless beside the glowing wreckage. Ilir ran toward her, his coat burned, his face cut and bleeding. "Elra, stay with me." Her eyes flickered open, soft, fading. "Are they safe?" "Yes," Ilir whispered. "You saved them." She smiled weakly. "Then my fire was not wasted." Her head fell back. The light in her scales began to dim. Ilir held her close as the wind carried ashes through the silent night. But deep underground, in the hidden chamber, The Guardian's core pulsed once, then again, as if responding to her sacrifice. The battlefield was silent now. Only smoke and glowing ashes remained. Elra's body lay still beside the broken machine dragon. Her silver scales had turned gray, her fire gone. Ilir knelt beside her, trembling. His hands were burned, his eyes full of tears. The twins stood behind him, hugging each other tightly, afraid to speak. The night wind whispered softly through the destroyed farm, like the world itself was mourning her. Ilir pressed his forehead to her chest. "You weren't supposed to die," he said in a shaking voice. "You were supposed to live free, not end like this." Lia, the little girl, placed her hand on Elra's claw. "She saved us, Daddy," she whispered. "She's a hero." Rian nodded, tears running down his cheeks. "Can't heroes come back?" Ilir closed his eyes. "Not always, son." But deep beneath them, the Guardian's core pulsed again. Slow, steady, as if something below the ground had heard the children's cry. Suddenly, the earth trembled. A faint light rose from the cracks under Elra's body. The same blue light from the secret chamber. Ilir looked up, confused. "No, that's impossible." The light spread, wrapping Elra in a soft glow. Her wounds began to close, the blood turning to silver dust. Lia gasped. "Daddy, she's glowing." The Guardian's ancient voice echoed through the valley, deep, calm, almost human. The bond between dragon and man, restored. Energy link complete. A pillar of blue fire burst from the ground. Ilir grabbed his children and shielded them. The whole farm shook as the Guardian, half metal, half light, rose from beneath the earth. It was massive, shaped like a dragon but made of energy and crystal, not steel. Its wings unfolded like galaxies, and its eyes shone the same color as Elra's. "Who wakes me?" the Guardian's voice asked. Ilir looked up. "The world needs you again, but please, save her first." The Guardian's gaze turned toward Elra's lifeless body. It bent its head and touched her with a beam of light. "Her spirit burns pure, but her body is failing. Can you fix her?" Ilir asked desperately. "To restore life, something must be given." Ilir hesitated only a second. Then he whispered, "Take mine." The Guardian's eyes glowed brighter. "Are you sure, human? She saved my children. My life already belongs to her." The twins screamed. "No, Daddy." Ilir smiled softly. "Take care of her. She'll protect you now." A beam of blue light surrounded him, flowing into Elra's chest. Her scales turned silver again. Her wings spread. Her eyes opened, glowing like twin stars. But when she looked around, Ilir was gone. Only his coat lay where he had stood. Elra cried out, her voice echoing through the valley. "Ilir!" The Guardian lowered its head. "His essence lives within your fire now. You are one, dragon and man." She fell to her knees, tears of silver falling to the ground. The twins ran to her, hugging her claws tightly. Lia sobbed. "He said you'll protect us." Elra's voice trembled. "I will. Always." Behind them, the Guardian lifted its head toward the stars. "The Empire will come again," it said. "Prepare yourself, Silver Flame. The true war has only begun." Morning came slowly over the valley. The smoke had cleared, the fires were gone. But the world was forever changed. Elra stood on the hill where the farm once stood, her silver scales shining in the sunrise. Beside her were the twins, safe but quiet, still holding their father's old coat. The Guardian floated behind them, a massive being of light and crystal, humming softly like a heartbeat. Elra could still feel Ilir inside her fire, his memories, his warmth. Every breath she took now carried a piece of him. Lia tugged on Elra's claw. "Will Daddy come back?" Elra's eyes softened. "He's not gone," she said gently. "He lives here." She placed a claw over her chest. "Every time I breathe, he breathes too." Rian looked at the horizon, where smoke still rose from the distant mountains. "What happens now?" The Guardian's voice rumbled like thunder. "The Empire rebuilds. They will come again, stronger, darker. They seek control over all life, both flesh and metal. Elra raised her head. Then we'll be ready. That night, she stood before the ruins of the barn, now turned into a forge of light. The Guardian had rebuilt it using energy from the earth itself. Inside, blue fire burned endlessly, powered by the heart of both dragon and human. The Guardian spoke again. Your fire is no longer alone, Elra of the Silver Line. You are more than dragon. You are the Silver Guardian, the bridge between species. She spread her wings wide. The torn edges had healed, but now they shimmered with glowing circuits, half dragon, half energy. Ilyr's sacrifice has merged your souls, the Guardian continued. Together, you can command both flame and machine. The twins stepped forward, holding the same blue crystal Ilyr had once given Elra. This was Dad's, Rian said. It belongs to you now. Elra smiled softly. No, she said. It belongs to us. She touched the crystal, and instantly, it floated in the air, forming a silver flame between her and the twins. The Guardian's voice echoed. A bond sealed in fire and love. The legacy continues. But far away, deep within the Empire's capital, the Emperor stood before a council of scientists. A hologram showed Elra's battle in the valley. The Emperor clenched his fist. So the last silver lives. Then she will burn with the rest when the new hybrid army rises. Behind him, dark machines began to awaken, their eyes glowing red, their forms shaped like dragons made of shadow and steel. Back in the valley, the Guardian looked toward the stars. War is coming again, it said quietly. Elra nodded, her eyes shining with silver fire. Then let them come. The twins stood beside her, fearless and proud. Above them, the Guardian's wings spread wide, casting light across the sky. Together, dragon, human, and child, they became a symbol of what the world had forgotten. Hope. And as dawn broke over the valley, a voice whispered through the wind. Ilyr's voice, gentle and strong. Fly, Elra. Fly free. The fire we share will never die.